Hello, welcome to the D&D show. I just wanted to record a quick introduction to let you know how much we appreciate you giving us a try. There are so many D&D shows out there. Just wanted to let you know we're really grateful you've chosen to download this one. I also wanted to give you fair warning on these first few episodes that the sound quality is not great. Sorry about that. But please do bear with us. I promise from about episode 4 onwards, it does get much better. We've improved our settings and bought new equipment. So please stick around long enough to hear that. Basically, we record live as we stream straight to Twitch every Tuesday at around 8:30 p.m. as UK time. So it took us a little while to get the audio set up properly. This is also why our episode's a little bit long, you might have noticed, and why they're broken into 2 parts. That's about it. Just another quick one to end with. I hope that you do enjoy what you hear. If you do, please leave us a review on iTunes or whatever podcast app you use. You can also find all our social media account info at the end of the episode, which was recorded live, if you want to follow us on Twitter or Facebook or whatever. We do post regular updates about us, including reminders and all the links to our Twitch stream when it go live and our YouTube channel and things like that. So please do tune in live on Twitch at some time as well and get involved. Otherwise, thank you again, and I hope you enjoy episode 3, the Bare Necessities. Hello, and welcome to this weekly edition of the D&D show. How is everybody doing tonight? I hope you're all well.
Yeah, all good.
Good. Hello. Sean's still on mute. Hello, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
He'll work it out in a minute. So we've got a couple of viewers already.
Hello.
There he is.
Hey.
So brilliant. Thank you very much for joining me, everybody. We'll do some instruction in a second, but we do have a couple of viewers already. So to the couple of people who are watching, you may notice that we have an extra player today. So we'll start with him. So we originally were supposed to have 4 players. One dropped out before we started streaming or playing. And we were looking for another, and one of our old friends reached out to us. His name's Sean. Sean, introduce yourself, mate.
Hello, I'm Sean, and I'm an old friend.
There we go. You excited?
Yeah, I've literally spent a week just doing all of this character stuff and figuring out all of this program. So I hope I can do it, right? Please forgive me if I don't.
Don't worry about it. It's exactly what this is about. Yeah, as we said in the previous episodes, it was always a show by beginners for beginners. Learn how to play. Gavin's never played until a couple of weeks ago, and hopefully, if the idea is that any viewers who are brand new to the hobby might also find it interesting to learn how to play. So it's cool. You're in good company, mate. Don't worry about it.
Good.
Let's move on. Gavin, how you doing, mate?
Yeah, all good here, mate. All good here.
Good. Jamesy boy.
Yeah, I'm doing good. Raring to go, mate.
Awesome. And Lisa, I swear, I don't know if you were always last. I think you were first last week, actually. So
I think I was first last week.
There we go.
I'm doing good.
Good.
I'm glad that Virgin Internet has sorted itself out today.
Yeah. I was worrying this morning. Luckily.
That would have been a problem.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I got rid of Virgin years ago. So yeah. Who cares? I don't have. Right. What have you been up to this week? Anything exciting? Sean's just been learning.
Just been doing this,
yeah.
Messaging Luke endlessly about what I can and can't do.
That's cool. No, it's been really fun building the character with you and kind of going for everything. So it's been fun.
Nice, I've enjoyed it.
Anyone else do anything exciting this week?
No.
I live streamed on Sunday.
I saw that on Facebook.
Concert.
Yeah, how did it go?
It was good. It was very spur of the moment and not prepared at all. I think I might do that every Sunday because I miss gigging. And my phone calendar keeps popping up with gigs that we were supposed to be doing, Sean included as well. And it's kind of depressing. So I'm sort of trying to fill the time with a bit of that.
In some ways, it's nice that you're got in your kind of career as performers that you've got that far, really. Back when I was in a band and stuff, back with Gavin years and years ago, we were scrounging for gigs like it was impossible. So
I forgot to reply to you, Luke, about the band. You was at the Stars in Their Eyes night with us, weren't you?
That's right. Yeah, me and Gavin.
Yeah.
Near. Well, I think we were still called Blue Harvest back then. It was near.
Yeah, we were.
Turned into Near Death Experiment metal band. Yeah,
cool.
That's right.
Yeah, a couple of viewers back in Romford, back in the old days, there used to be a regular kind of rock and metal alternative night, and once every year they did a Stars in Their Eyes competition. Local bands got together. Me and Gavin and some other people in our band, we did Slipknot. You guys did the B-52s.
It was the B-52s.
Yeah, that was fun.
We only had 3 songs.
It was a long time ago, long time.
Was one of them Rock Lobster?
Do you know what? It wasn't, funny enough.
Ah!
We're ready.
Did they Did they have any more songs than just Love Shack?
Yeah,
What
Rock
did we do?
Lobster,
Rock
We did
Lobster,
Love
Love Shack,
Private Idaho.
Private Idaho, and the Flintstones thing.
The Flintstones.
Oh
Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah. Can't forget the Flintstones theme tune, of course. Black 30
Greatest
says
hits.
Battle of Bands at Hollywood's with Prong. Black 30 says whoever that is, and Old Tech Days he says as well. So Black
Yeah,
30.
man.
That's obviously a Romford person as well. I don't.
Yay!
Sorry if I do know you and I'm pretending I don't. I don't know. Cool. Let's get the show on the road, I suppose. That's what we're all here for. Where were we? Who remembers the story so far?
Well, I know I've been dunked.
Yeah.
You sort of did
Wash
the catch
out
up
with-
last week, didn't you? So someone else, I don't know, Gavin or James. We could do like a roll off. When you three, Sean excluded, roll a d20, and whoever gets the highest has to remind everybody what happened last week.
Okay, wishing for a low roll.
Yay.
I'm not on roll 20, so I don't know who got the highest. Who got the highest?
I did.
Oh, okay. Looks like you're doing it anyway. All right. Lisa, what happened? What the story so far? Where did we start? Where did we end last week?
We started by taking up the offer of some work from Burr's fourth cousin, Gundren. And the idea was that we were going to escort a caravan of goodies to a mine in Fandelver. But as that was all kind of being planned and sorted out, there was some issues with a shapeshifter. Gav threw a chair. There was,
among other things.
there was a chase and an interrogation. Blue blood, I seem to remember. And then Gundren and the other dude left before us to head to the mines because they were concerned about his brother and the other family members that were there setting up.
That's it. Yeah, he's got 2 brothers, Nundro and Tharden. How's that for some good old? I said this last week. Good old D&D names.
Yeah, right,
Proper dwarf names. Gundren, Nundro, and Tharden. That's right. Yeah. So he was worried that his brothers were in danger and had to go and see that they were okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then what? That was the first. That was the first week.
That was the first week, and then the next week although we tried to argue, we did as we were told. We waited for the caravan to show. We left the town that we were in. Neverwinter? I don't know where we were. And then,
Yep.
okay. And then we headed on the road, travelled for a day or two, and as we approached closer to Phandalin, we found what we believed to be Gundren's horses slain in the road and were quickly ambushed by goblins. We kicked their asses up in one tree, because we're happy about that. And then when we continued to follow the tracks of where we believed our allies to be taken, which I think was found by James, by Justin, the Justin Scapes. Justice Scapes. So it's third game. We got to a cave. We tried to climb a chimney. That didn't quite work. We tried to not kill some wolves. That didn't quite work.
No.
And then we tried to continue into the caves. And for me, that didn't quite work. So there we are.
There we are.
I feel like that's as good as you're going to get from
Pretty
me.
much, yeah. So I think Bird did successfully manage to climb the chimney. It was a lot of pointless dice rolls, and then eventually you got to the top, saw that there was a big ass wolf and a bugbear, and you decided to see if there was a different way in instead of all 3 of you trying to climb up this chimney. You thought you'd try and find a different method of entry, of attack. And as you went in, it got darker, it started going uphill. Next thing you know, there was crashing water, and the whole cave got flooded out. Burr and Justice managed to cling on to some rocks to save yourselves, but unfortunately, Millicent, you were washed out of the cave and took a small amount of damage. that's about it. That's where you're at. Cool. So let me take you guys over to the map. Cool. And there we are. Millicent, you've been washed out of the cave.
No.
What do you do?
Has the water flow kind of
It started
subsided
to die.
enough?
Yeah, it was a massive wave. It washed you out and took you out, but it's sort of kind of with the wave, it's just gone over you, and you've just been left down here.
Well, I'm going to try and drag myself up onto the bank this side so I can grab hold of a branch or something and shake off like a wet dog. I don't know.
You can certainly do that. What I would like you to do is roll a deception, please.
12.
12. Lovely. Okay, hiding as you're climbing yourself up the bank there. You do notice a wolf in the bushes down the south, kind of back from where you originally came from. Watching you.
Okay. Any more of those rations left on me?
Yeah, you got a backpack very soon. You never said that you didn't.
Yeah, I'm going to attempt to chuck it a ration over there. I'm like, good boy.
Okay, roll an animal handling check, please.
9.
9. Okay. Wolf does not seem all that interested in it, and it's watching you, and it obviously knows now that you are there, and has noticed it, and it
I
starts,
have food.
it starts edging up to you slowly.
Crossbow.
Not aggressively, but defensively.
Well, I'll defensively get my crossbow out.
Are you gonna?
Until it jumps me, I'm not going to fire, but I want to try and back up towards the cave entrance if I can.
Okay. Cool. So you got your crossbow out. Are you going to shoot it? Or are you going to? What are you going to do?
As soon as it starts to aggress towards me, I'm going to try and get a shot off.
So you're going to kind of ready in action just in case. All right.
That is exactly what I'd like to do.
Okay. Done. It's been rubbish. Okay. Cool. So the wolf kind of freezes, uncertain of itself, and then transforms into this tiny little Radagast motherfucking looking gnome, and says,
I prefer sweet stuff to savoury things. If you've got anything like that, chocolate, that kind of thing.
Amazing.
Okay, so I was. Millicent's going to look quite stunned for a moment. I will lower my weapon. Where the hell did you come from?
Hi. Well, that's a good question. I have that sort of information written down somewhere. bear with me. I'm on my way to Fandolin. Yes, is that correct?
Pronunciation's bang on.
"That is
Yeah.
correct. Yep."
Excellent. I'm on my way to Fandolin. I'm from Thundertree. Originally. I don't know how much more information you want for now.
Okay, forget all that.
You follow
Yes.
the
What do I
track.
call you?
Well, my name's Fonking Ningle, but my friends call me Pock.
Pock,
So
do you have
Fonking Ningle.
Do you have a weapon?
Yes. I have a short bow and a dagger.
I feel like I'm going to regret asking you this, but
Okay.
do you think you could help
Yes.
me and my friends out rather
Yeah.
quickly?
What seems to be the problem?
We have a goblin infestation.
Pesky goblins. Yeah. Sure. Well, I mean,
I just cut him off and I was like, follow me.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Runs
So-
blindly into the cave.
I mean, like the how you found this is you did come across the ambush site with the goblins and the dead horses
Yes.
and everything, and followed all the tracks up here. Probably spoke to some kind of squirrel that was like, "Oh, there's people in danger" and stuff. So he
Kevin, the
probably
squirrel,
tells
yes.
you all of that stuff. Put him on the spot. And he's
Thank you. I panicked.
Meanwhile, you two are laying on the floor, kind of wet, clinging onto the wall.
Oh,
What
right.
do you do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might be a good idea to get out of the way of this river. Maybe go
You
in
do
it.
see over there, yes, there is a tunnel over there that you could go to.
Well, I think we should go and check on Millicent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably the honourable thing to do, actually. Yeah. I
I
forgot
think that's
about
probably what we should do first and go and see what
He's like, bitch doesn't even know my name.
one and how it started.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
All right.
So if we could be like heading back towards the cave,
Yeah.
we'll probably meet halfway or something.
You're quite all right, Millicent.
Yes, I'm fine. Just a little bit damp.
And outside, you see this random little Badagas-looking motherfucker. No,
Hello.
may or may not have a little duck head.
Yes.
Pouch.
Watch out, it's a goblin.
So
Hello.
is it then, Millicent?
Look, he seemed eager. I'm going to assume that I know that you followed the tracks, so that you told me that on that little walk.
Yes.
He found the horses, followed the tracks, wanted to help out. Apparently, there was a conversation with a squirrel. I didn't really ask any questions. I figured we could use an extra pair of hands after we saw the bugbear dude. So I just asked him to come along.
Well, if he's willing to fight a bugbear, he's all right with me.
Yeah.
Yes, I've read about them.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
Well, that should help.
So, what are you guys doing here? How did you end up in this cave with bugbears and goblins?
It's a long story that might have to wait till tonight.
That's
We should go.
fine. I can wait.
We should go kill them.
Yes, why not?
What do you reckon?
Sounds like a plan.
If you have me, that'd be great.
Unless we do, I mean, if we can take a rest, that's fine. I'll have all my stuff back.
We could camp up and take watches because, I mean, nighttime is when the goblins tend to roam about, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's mid-afternoon, to be fair. There's a good chance that somebody inside there knows that you're here. And
Yeah, there's also, we're also, I hate to, I would love to take a rest, but I think there's some urgency to this if the tracks were a day ago already.
there is that
Yeah,
as well.
fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, good
that's
point.
true.
And have any of you really taken much damage or used many abilities that you need to rest for?
No, I'm on 12 hit points, I think.
It's just my lay on hands is down to 4, but that's all right.
Yeah,
And
but
I've got
I
one
don't think you've
spell
cast any
slot
spells, so you've still got cure spells and things.
Didn't
I
I?
haven't cast any spells, so
left. Didn't I cast bless? Was that
You,
right?
I think you were going to, or rather, you said you did, and then we realised that it
I've
doesn't
still
do
got
what
one
we thought
heal
it was going
dice.
to do. So I said, don't worry
Right.
about it.
Okay, that'd be why when I turned it on, bless was still there.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's not.
Cool. Yeah, well,
I
let's
need
head back in
I
then.
need a rest.
Okay, so don't worry about moving your pieces or anything. Where do you want to go? Do you want to try and carry on going the way that you were going, or
Well,
do
can
you...
we send? Do we know Puck is a shapeshifter into animals and such? Yeah.
Yeah. Now, technically, just so again, people don't tell me off in the chat, and also because Sean knows, like,
Yes.
as a druid, technically you can only wild shape twice in a day, but we'll ignore the fact that was just all a little bit of flavour that you came in as a wolf. So I'm not going to say we're already down one wild shape for the day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
So theoretically, we could get him to turn into something and fly in if he's a bird or whatever.
Unfortunately, I can't fly just yet. This is I'm a bit too new.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
But I have dark vision as a gnome, if that helps. I'm not sure any of my animal abilities would be too helpful just yet.
do we know what caused the water? Did you see what caused the water there?
Just came out of nowhere.
We didn't see it, but we did see a little passageway up to the left, which looked like the water wasn't getting it. It looked drier than the river.
Well, perhaps we take our chances with the left path. It might be a bit safer.
So head up to the left-hand path. Yeah.
If we're all agreed.
Yeah.
I think if we're all on guard as well, like, get our weapons out.
Yes, I'll put the duck deeper into the bag, just for now.
Keep your dinner safe.
I'll introduce him later.
I'll definitely throw you a sort of, well, you're here now look.
You hear a muffled quack.
Have you got a name for your duck?
Duck.
Just duck.
Yes.
Good name.
There's many more other things to be worrying about, so duck it is.
Okay. All right, so you want to try and get in and have a look at that pathway that was over on the left-hand side. How are you going to do it? And
Well, it was myself and Millicent had the dark vision, didn't we?
Mhm.
Was it?
Yeah.
Or
All three of you
Yeah.
have it. I don't. I'm blind as a bat.
yeah,
I think I do.
Yeah.
you've got dogs.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying. I suppose I want to try and show off a little bit to my new friends. I'll sort of head into the cave and see what's going on.
go for it.
I'll
Follow me, guys.
I'll keep near to Justice, to Scapes,
Yeah.
so he can put a hand on my shoulder if he needs to go see.
That's
Cool.
fine.
Cheers.
So again, unless
Help
we
me out,
get into
Brian.
like a combat situation, don't worry about moving your title icons around just yet.
Uh-huh.
So you're going to try sneak in,
Yeah, I'll tread quietly,
just
if I can.
in gnome form.
Yeah, I think I'm fairly quiet anyway. I'll go in. How far have you guys been in before I step anywhere?
About 25.
About 30.
All right, I'll do about 20 if I can, just in case anything's moved in there.
So
Since you guys have come out,
that's fine. So
I mean, I'll try and be a bit quiet.
just roll me a stealth then if you're going to go quietly.
So, just a
Roll.
d20
That's it.
and plus
Stealth
2.
modifier.
Oh, it's 12. Cool.
Okay.
Excellent.
I
Yeah,
tripped
that's
slightly.
all.
Oh, you've got that down. Sorry.
Okay. So you get in about 20 feet or so, and let me just reveal this back up so you can see it as you come back in. Roll me a perception.
Nice.
Oh,
Hey.
that's funny.
Natural 20.
Natural.
Yay!
Okay. Boom. Yeah, so you see
Oh,
sneak in, crouch down on that bridge, two goblin-looking mother funsters. Do they see you? Your stealth was 12. Let's have a look.
I ask if anyone's gonna join me and tell them to not be too hastily. Oh, should I? Okay,
Yeah, so you want to go back and tell them that, oh, there's some goblins on that bridge?
that's a good point because I probably don't want to shout, do I?
Probably not.
I'll
Kind of made the same
back.
mistake that they made last time.
Yeah, I'll pop back and just say like, "Hey guys, look, I've just seen these two goblins on a bridge ahead, so we can probably go about to where I walked. But please be very quiet and be ready to kick off. Maybe
yeah.
that's all I've got."
Yeah, it sounds like a plan. Looks like we're going to have to go that way anyway,
Yeah.
so...
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Definitely give a look of recognition as to say, like, oh, yeah, we didn't notice that before.
Oh, so I don't know. Is it? Jono, what do you reckon? Let's see what the chat have to say on this as well. So the people are talking in the chat, and they've got some advice, but it may be metagaming a little bit. But you're also brand new and don't know how to play your character. So the advice from my friend Luke, who's in the chat, which I would have given you as well, is you could use your wild shape to something with a climb speed, so perhaps a spider or something, which would be inconspicuous. The other big advantage of a druid is you can turn into something big and nasty to soak up damage. So you've got options to be able to. Don't forget about that. Your wild shape lasts for an hour, and you do only have 2 per day. So if you turn into like a spider to scout, then when you want to turn into something for a fight, that's it. You're done for the day. So use them sparingly and wisely.
I think I'll get everyone up there for now, and then I'll have a quick scan of all my information and try and figure out.
So do
How
you
long
want to try
do these forms last, by the way? Just ask.
Each form lasts an hour. Up to an hour. How it works is really clever, Druid. So for anyone watching who doesn't know how a Druid wild shape works, normally it depends which kind of subclass you choose. At second level, it's called a Druid Circle. There's other options in other books, but in the main player's handbook, there's 2 options: Circle of the Lands, which then there's various versions, or Circle of the Moon. Sean or Pock has taken Circle of the Moon, which is the more combat-orientated one. So you get to turn into tougher and creatures, basically creatures with a higher challenge rating. So you can change twice per day up to a CR1 creature. It's pretty good, and each time will last an hour a day. So.
Yeah, that's wicked.
Yeah, it is wicked. It's a really good ability. What's great about it
If used
is
correctly.
it gives you extra abilities and extra hit points. So basically, as your basic character as a gnome, you've got like 14 hit points or something.
14. Yeah.
Once you drop down to 0, you're unconscious and potentially dying. But what happens is, if, for example, you turn it into like a bear and it's got 25 hit points, you instantly, even if you're only on 1 hit point left as a gnome, you instantly go up to 25 hit points. Then what happens is when you lose those 25 hit points, you don't die, you just turn back into a gnome. So if you've got 14 hit points as a gnome, you turn into a bear, you get 25 hit points, you lose your 25, you go back to a gnome with 14 hit points. And then you have to take another 14 before you die. So they're massive damage sponge, yeah.
I think my strongest is a brown bear, and that's 34 hit points, and I've got a speed of 40 foot.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Nice.
so
11 armor though, slightly less.
yeah, so easy to
armor.
hit, but they do big damage and lots of hit points. So potentially, if like he turned into a brown bear, he would have 35 plus 14 hit points before he dies. So they are tough as nails.
And
I'm glad you weren't a bear when I came out of the cave, because I think Millicent would have shit herself.
Yeah, I think I'm going to kind of inform the group and just get them to move up with me and then hand over to slightly more experienced people. I'm not entirely sure what to do just yet.
Flak 38 says it's not metagaming if it's a new player who doesn't know the character abilities, and he says brown bear good in combat. His mate always wild shapes into a bear. So sorry guys, we've sidetracked. Where are you going? Are you just going to try and sneak in? Are you going to charge in? Are you going to try and sneak in?
Going over there? I can't sneak, by the way. I'm well too heavy to sneak. Just so you know.
I think if we let Burr and Pop head in,
Yeah.
and if we hear any action, we'll come in behind. Is that fair?
That's good.
Yeah, do it like a spider's call. If you
Are these guys just ambling about on the bridge, or are they?
They were literally, they're trying to hide up there, so they're hunkered down in the shadows.
So they've heard a noise. They know what's. Yeah. Okay.
We've got to deal with them one way or another.
Can
Yeah,
I'm
let's
just trying to
sneak
figure
in there
out,
then.
can I move my... there we go.
So do some of you who are more stealthy want to try and sneak and see if you can get in close or behind them? You could try, in theory, and climb the walls, but that might make it more noticeable. Or if you can get the other side of them, you might get a sneak attack off. And if all goes tits up, then you can just attack.
I think me and Scapes are going to stay back, definitely.
yeah, I think you're too.
Okay, so,
Because we're not as quiet.
Do you have to do a stealth roll or anything?
yeah, so do me another stealth roll if you're going in.
Nice.
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 Sweet.
Okay, so you're stealthing up there, hugging that wall, staying low. You're both small. You're a dwarf as well, pretty small. How far do you want to go? So far, they've not noticed you.
Let's. I'm going to see if I
We're a
can
bit
kind of
further then.
head underneath the bridge.
Damn.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep shifting up.
Keep on stepping up nice and slow. And
Yeah, I mean, it's.
so far, they've not noticed you.
Okay, I'm going to
Yeah.
head just to those stairs.
And
And that... Yep, sorry.
they rolled really, really badly on their perception. But
Okay.
what we're going to do is, what do you want to try and do? Attack them from there, or do you want to try and get under them?
I think I'm going to try and get underneath.
Right, so
I
what
think-
we're going to do a new roll then. We'll do another stealth, I'm going to do another perception. See whether
Yeah.
they notice you this time.
16, nice.
Oh, okay.
Oh dear. So, Burr,
Oh,
being a sneaky rogue, runs straight up past him, and I'll cut. And just nothing at all. And he turns around, he's like, you start going, you think, oh, that was easy. You fall over. You just stand on the ground and you fall in the puddle making a splash. Everybody, roll initiative, please.
Hey. Oh, okay. 5.
Oh, natural
3. So.
Millicent, I'm going to leave you. They don't know you're there, so technically you do get to go in the surprise round. However, you also don't know anything's going on. So I don't know if you were waiting for just shit to go down. You can just
Yeah, I was waiting till I heard something. So if I haven't heard
so
anything, I won't go.
you've got 60-foot dark vision, so you would have seen. If you want to roll perception, you might have heard him fall over, which might change what you want to do. 16. Oh, you rolled in that one, yeah, fuck it. So you definitely can see, because you were watching and paying attention, you hear stumble, you hear him go, oh crap, and splash. And then you hear goblins go, oh! And
I also hear a muffled quack.
yeah, exactly, as he lands on his duck, and it's like, so yeah, definitely. So you can use that to go in your... Alright, so we're going to run a surprise round first.
Can I see an enemy?
Yeah, from where you are, they're both of them. You know, you were told they were there. They've been startled. You knew they were, so you knew what to look for.
Oh, I think, yeah.
They've
So
kind of stood up to kind of do stuff. So
crossbow bolt.
you sure?
This one, please. Natural 20.
Hey.
Nice. That's a good way to start the combat. Brilliant.
Yay!
So you're going to kill it. You can roll to tell me how much you kill it if you want, but you're going to kill it.
It might be a good opportunity to explain to Sean what your crit rules are.
Yeah, absolutely. And for any new viewers, Alex, we actually have got a few people on. I've been looking. According to my phone, at the moment we've got 13 viewers, which is brilliant. Also,
Thanks, Mum.
In the chat. Thanks, Mum. It's my nan. A few different people. So that's cool. Yeah. So anyway, so nat 20. Rules as written in the book. A natural 20 means you roll your damage dice twice, and then add your modifiers on. I think that's a crap rule, on the simple grounds that you could roll 2 1s and end up doing less damage than somebody else could do just on a normal attack. So what I say is roll your damage as normal, just once, plus your modifier, but then we just assume that the second dice roll rolls the maximum.
Okay.
So if Lisa would roll normally a d8 plus 2 for her damage, she can do a d8 plus 2, of which she got 3 plus 2 is 5. Then she can add on a full 8 for that.
Oh,
She
okay,
does
cool.
13 points damage, which kills that goblin completely. It's a spectacular shot. He's surprised. He doesn't know what's going on. He's definitely not going to make his performance for this year. So you take him out. How do you want to do it? Kind of straight through the neck, take him backwards, flies off the back of the bridge, splashes down into the water.
That sounds great to me.
Dead.
Oh,
If at some point when he comes rolling back down the river, I'm just going to give him a kick.
I'm gonna, so we don't instantly move him. I'm going to Control Shift K to move into the GM layer so that he's out of the way.
Luke, I've managed to delete my icon.
Of course you have.
Hey.
I will bonus action inspire Pop.
Okay, cool.
Oh,
So
thanks.
how does that work? Explain it to him.
So, Sean, you now have 1d6 that you can use to roll and add to any attack or saving throw. No, attack or... Wait, what is it?
I think it's any D20 roll, I think.
Oh, yeah, I'm not right.
I think it's attack or ability or saving throw, I think. I've had a question in the Redbox on Twitch has asked a question. I'll get to you in a moment, pal.
Within the next 10 minutes, add your 1d6 to any d20 roll.
Yeah. So you can, what she said, basically. Okay.
To any D20 roll, yeah?
So
Yeah.
it could be an ability check like stealth that you fucked up. It could be an attack
Okay.
or something. Okay. If you roll poorly and you think, actually, I'm going to try.
I can add it on
You
afterwards.
can roll
Okay.
a d6 on and add it on. Yeah. Okay. Right. So
Cracking.
this is a surprise round. So the lookout doesn't get to go. Burr.
Nice. Right, well, I'm going to have a crafty little shot at this fella on the bridge
Okay. Yes. So
with me short bow.
yeah. You might need to. So technically, if you shoot range within 5 feet, you roll with disadvantage. But he is up high, so I'd say if you want to take a move back,
Yeah.
just so you can see him better.
Oh, I can't.
The water isn't deep. You can stand in the water.
Oh, okay.
All right. So
Well-
I would suggest that to get a better shot, you probably want to have gone over there somewhere.
Yeah.
It's not very deep. What you can
Okay.
see from there is, let me just extend that a little bit longer. There's these rocks aren't there, and what you can see is there's a massive like pool which is empty, and then on the You probably can't see, but you can see water is pouring down, and you can hear it's really noisy from where you are, like water crashing from a waterfall, and that's where all the water's coming from down there.
Okay, yes, I'll take a pot shot at this fella then. So have a Luke. 16 plus
Right.
5.
That'll hit.
Okay, 1d6 plus 3.
I would say because you're in a surprise round and he doesn't actually even know you're there at all, but I will say that you get your sneak attack damage on that as well.
Oh yeah, and the other d6, yeah.
So it's
Of
3
course.
plus your modifier plus a d6.
3.
So 8 in total. There's another one dead. Boom.
Yeah.
Nice. Not quite as spectacular as Millicent's shot, but you get him. Right in the back. Comes out, bursts through his chest on the other side, and he just slumps down.
Right, well that's those two guys dealt with.
What do you do?
Well, I think we should maybe check up these stairs that have just appeared out of
Yep.
nowhere.
Should we regroup somewhat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we regroup and then
Yeah.
Is there a point at which we'd be able to figure out if that staircase met with where we went up in the chimney?
well, yeah, it could possibly, couldn't it?
But I'll try and creep up to Burr and try and say that as if say like, do we know if that's going to the same place?
Can I do anything to find out about the layout of these caves?
Such as?
I don't know. I thought I had something where I can kind of find out maybe the history or the layout or something along those lines.
Do you?
Is that a thing? Am I doing
I think you've just got proficiency in those sorts of nature checks. I don't think it's
okay,
like
right.
Yeah, so if you've never been here before, you're not going to know your way around a cave.
Okay.
No, I mean... you might be able to-
Actually, tell you what, while I'm standing there, can I just move up a square and peek around this corner?
Of course you can. Yeah, absolutely. So then basically then, you go in there, there's loads of crumbled rocks, you can see that.
Because that will make a difference as to whether I ask, which way we
Yeah.
go.
I can't move my token either.
So what you see, there's loads of crumbled rocks, and there is a climb up. It's about 6 feet up to a landing up there, and then from where you can see, you can just see what looks like firelight coming from a hole again. So it's like 5-6 feet up, then 5-6 feet up, and there's a hole there. You can just see what looks like firelight, torchlight coming from up there somewhere.
All right, I'm gonna. I think we've got two options basically. Well, we know we've got two options. That's a stupid thing to say, but I feel like we know which way if we follow the stream, I feel like we know what we're going to come across eventually
Yeah.
because we've been up the chimney, or at least Burr has.
Yeah, true. We know that there's a bugbear and a wolf up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if we want to
Well,
check
can
out
I
where the light source is coming from,
ask Lise for a? I don't know how high was it? 6 foot.
Yeah, about that. You can scramble up. You can scramble up at it.
Can I scramble up and have a peek? Have a kind of a cheeky look over. Can I hold the duck up?
Cool. So Sean, you scramble up. It's not high. I mean, you're quite short. You're not very tall, only like 3 foot or something. But somebody can just give you a bunk up, or you can scramble up it. Okay, it's only you don't weigh a lot. So yep, you can scramble up there to the first ledge. It's a bit wobbly, but you're okay.
Can I get any further so that I can kind of see with my dark?
Yeah, so you can scramble up to the next level and climb out. There's a little tiny opening, so you can scramble up to the next one if you like.
I'm definitely going to stick as close by as I can.
All right.
Do I need to move? Sorry, Luke.
No, so I'll just ask you. Are you going to crawl up to the next hole?
Yes. Yeah. Why not?
Okay. Yeah. So if you climb up, roll me a stealth just to make sure that you don't upset anyone while you're peeking up there.
Can I add Lisa's thing? Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, roll it.
See, I'll roll first. A stealth. Sorry. Hey.
Nice. That's a 20. Yeah, you're a ghost. That's what you see. There's a fire. You can see in between where they're sat there, in the middle. They're around. There's a fire burning and they're cooking. You can smell meats and things. And you can see light emanating from other places in the room as well. So there's clearly some torches hung up on walls.
Okay.
They're all talking about this mangy scraps of bloody squirrel, and there's a perfectly good man up there. We could be eating him instead, or Jesus, not Jesus, because Jesus doesn't exist. You know.
Oh, the god.
No, his mate's
Perception
called
check.
Jesus.
Yeah, and they're all
Oh,
like,
Jesus, you know what I mean?
yeah, and they're saying something like Klarg. They're like, oh, there's this Klarg, and there's a real chieftain would just stand up for himself and would take over and just eat a bloody human. Why did they let that goddamn dwarf go and eat like tasty as well?
I mean, how can everyone get to this point in the next kind of movement, or is everyone quite far away?
I'm definitely sticking behind you.
You're behind me, aren't you?
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, I don't want to kind of start anything and no one can get to it.
I mean, I've only moved a little bit away from Scapes because I know that there's a light source up here, isn't there? Like he'll probably be able to see a flickering fire.
Yeah.
Silhouettes at least.
I'm assuming, Burr, that you would have moved back down here. Rather
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
ambling back down.
So at the moment you see this, again, you're in that situation of if you call back, then they might hear you. So if you want to scramble back down, you rolled a natural 20, so I'll allow you just to scramble back down without being noticed.
Okay. Can I just give them a kind of,
Hand
sort of a...
West Side.
It means bet 20 quid on the horse, and I think I'll do that, and I don't know how narrow is that bit that I'm on.
Oh yeah, I mean, like you wouldn't be able to get two next to each other, but you could all get through it. It's by climbing up there. Yeah.
Can I see if I can sneak up to this little pathway above to the right?
Use your. So you're using a touchpad. You can, or with a mouse. I don't know how it works with touchpad. With a mouse, if you click and hold, you can do one of these things.
Yeah.
So if you
can
use
do
that,
it
you
with,
can tell me where you want to go.
Did that work?
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay.
You can move up. You've got that natural 20 still. I'll allow you to move up there if you want to. Yeah.
Okay. I'm just kind of letting everyone else get up if they can.
Yeah, I'm going to try and filter
room.
in behind him.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
he's gone off. So
you start climbing up, and you get to there. And as I said to Pock, when he started climbing up, it's wobbly. There's loads of loose stones and everything. Roll, and then
Be careful.
all it's on, it crumbles and crashes. Roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, no.
Well, how much do you weigh?
Rude.
I'm assuming it's more than £100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But do you know what? I don't even have it on here, but anyway.
I imagine so.
Yeah, he's little. I get it. Right, that makes sense. Sorry, dexterity saving throw.
Yes, please.
Okay, that's not a bad mod.
Can I touch Lisa? I can't reach her, can I? Oh, you're fine.
Nice.
Another natural 20.
You managed to kind of Legolas style it and surf down on a big rock, okay? Avoiding taking the full 2d6 damage. However, on a successful save, you take half. So you will still take 5 points of damage. As you fall down and scuffle your hands and everything, trying to cling onto the walls to stop yourself from going straight over. That ledge has now disappeared. It's more of a ramp now. You can still climb up there, but it will require some kind of athletics throw to climb up it now instead of getting up it. So you're back down the bottom.
And I assume that made some noise as well.
It would have made some noise. I'm going to roll to see whether or not.
Oh, shit.
How much noise it made. And they're all chattering and arguing with each other, so I'm going to give them disadvantage. Nobody seems to have made too much of a movement yet. There's also very noisy still echoing through the cave is the crashing of that waterfall. But who knows?
I'm definitely going to try and follow him up. I feel bad that I've let him go ahead, so I'm going to try and... I'll tell you what, actually, I'll spin round and I will say to the other two, is there any way you can get up on the bridge?
You can climb that wall up there. You could.
Oh, that probably... Yeah, of course it does.
Yeah, you can climb the walls over there.
So I'm going to say, why don't you guys try and get up on the bridge and I'll stay here and see if there's another way through.
All right, what's that? An athletics check?
To get up the wall on the bridge, yeah. Athletics check, Luke. Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, it's all wet, especially now that you've had that flood come down and splash everything. So it is wet and mossy, but it's about 20 feet high, so you can climb it.
Is it going to take a few athletics checks to climb it,
when
or
you
just
climb,
the one?
you move half of your movement speed when you're climbing. So we'll
it's
come to that.
12.
Right.
A lot of athletics.
Your name is changed to Sean again. I keep on changing that to Pop.
Oh, is it?
Are you changing it?
No.
I think
Just
we can.
bloody roll 20, Peter Cram. We'll have to go to Fantasy Grounds or something. Pock, roll me a perception. Nice. So whilst you are distracted momentarily, you probably peek your head down and just be like, shit, what's going on? You do, actually, your ears do pick up and you hear in the goblin. It's not your native tongue, so you weren't really quite paying attention to it at first, and you do hear them arguing about somebody going and checking that out. And he's walking backwards at first, and they're arguing about who's going to go and check it, basically.
I'm just gonna just back one more time up here, if that's possible. And just sort of maybe crouch down against the wall.
Yeah, this does go
dark.
further. Let me just give you some more view so you can see. Roll stealth.
Can I use Lisa's thing still?
If you really want to, that is up to you.
It should be within 10 minutes still.
Yeah,
I'm just say it's probably within that 10 minutes, but it's up to you whether you want to use it or not. You can only use it the once.
I'll hold fire.
It'll probably run out soon. I'd say.
That's why I want to use it.
Okay, use it. Go for it. Do it.
Yeah,
It's like you're pushing that 10 minutes now. You spent some time talking and stuff about which way to go,
Roll.
go up here or not.
1d6.
An extra D6. So 13.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Lise.
So you do hear, again, like you're listening out, and you hear one of them begrudgingly accepting to come, and he's stepping out and he's looking over his shoulder and he's like, this, that, and the other. He looks down the hole. He doesn't see anything.
Just about.
Nice.
And then he kind of comes here, and then Rabbit's back and he's like, right, that's it, I want an extra head for that. And he plonks himself down. You got away with it. Boys, now you were going to climb up here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, did you roll previously?
No.
I did, but
Roll again, because...
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's fine.
Where's athletics, yeah?
Either athletics
10.
or athletics just climb up. 10, okay, and...
there you go, 16.
Cool, what's your movement speed, Scapes?
30
So you get so you're climbing up there, you're going to get up there basically, it's fine. We're not in combat round, so you climb it, that's fine. But you can't quite get your grip on that at all, I'm afraid, mate. You're just slipping down and slipping down.
Can I drag him up?
Yeah, absolutely. You can have a little in-game conversation. Do it.
Yeah,
Take
my hand. Take my hand.
Come with me if you want to live.
Oh, do you know what? I was going to do that one. Good thing. Great minds. Awesome. Come and grab an hand, mate. Do I need to do any checks or?
No, it's fine. Go on, you can get up.
It's only a talk.
It would have been different if people had found you, the goblins, but they hadn't.
Ah, wonderful! Look at that.
Oh, well, we can kind of just.
Should we just have
Is it worth?
Well, no, because it's tight quarters. You see, it might just be better off just leaving. I don't know. But we could fight.
Do you think they would come if we made noise elsewhere, wherever you see this other thing? Do you think that would alert them, and then we've got a room plus them to deal with?
Well,
Should we try and get rid? Then we haven't got to worry too much about more goblins coming, while we're trying to fight some big thing.
That is the risk we take if we leave. So,
Millicent, where are you? What are you doing?
I'm just thinking about that.
If Millicent comes round to us, can we give her a hand up from there rather than trying to sneak past those goblins again?
You do that, so you'll climb up and you'll up.
Yeah.
Fine. Cool.
Excellent.
Luke, is that 4 or 5 goblins?
You tell me. What can you see?
Oh, I can see 5, but I only see 4. Really?
I can't see anything.
I can't see anything.
Because you're not there anymore.
But we did
Fair
see
enough.
him.
Oh, I see. Right. Okay.
Oops.
Sorry, guys.
You did definitely see 4.
Okay.
You did definitely see 4 originally. Yeah.
Okay. We've reconvened.
Yes.
Maybe, I mean, look. Why don't we scout out the whole situation then? If they've not noticed us.
Yeah, they're going to be far enough away if we go across this bridge, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
If we keep it quiet and stuff, it should be fine. Just for a
What are
bit
you
of
doing? You're
scout.
retreating. You're not going to go in and have it.
I was ready.
I mean, we made
I
short
nearly
work of
turned
those
into
other
a
two.
swan.
Have you told your colleagues what it was that you overheard them saying, though, Pock?
I heard they having a
Hey,
barbecue.
guys, I just overheard them chatting. Problem is, I can't remember what they said.
I think it
Did
was
you just say that they said something about a person?
There was a human.
I'm sure I heard you think that. Yeah.
They were gonna eat it. The duck pops out the thing and says to you, but they said they had a human that they wanted to eat or something.
yes.
Really?
Well, maybe we should go and investigate that then.
And no one's worried that he's got a talking duck in his bag.
Well, the thing is,
Only I can hear him.
yeah, the duck comes out and it's like,
It's like Squiddy
and
and
he's all just
Squeak,
like,
yeah.
oh, really, boy? What's that? Somebody's trapped down the well.
Okay.
Love that.
Amazing.
Black 38 says, I love a lack of communication in a party, lol.
I
wanna
think we
eat.
should go and potentially save a human
Let's
that is in that room.
let's
I
just
think, yeah, let's
Oh, yeah.
sneak back round there and try and stealthily take one out with a shot from somewhere.
that sounds like your job there.
And then we'll crack on and
I could possibly lure one out by making a minor illusion,
yeah.
like a monkey with a.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
guess that last guy did come out one at a time. If we can get them to come out one at a time, we can.
Keep doing that. It's a cantrip, so it's possible.
Yeah.
Do you know
Even
what?
if we
I
make
mean,
a bit of noise.
there's that little tunnel entrance there as well. You could have you could kind of stand around there in the shadows, pull someone
Yeah.
down there or something. I don't know. If you're stealthy.
Sounds like a plan. Yeah, good.
Right. So should I try and lure one of them or all of them out?
Let's move back round here somewhere, and then we'll make some noise or something and see if one will come out, and we'll try and pick them off. We'll try and thin the herd a bit.
I'm going to
Okay.
switch to dagger just because I think it might be a bit more close quarters in this room.
Yeah,
That's 5.
for sure.
Well, don't stand too close to me then, because I've only got this big bastard sword. So
Everyone's back
Yeah,
up.
I've got my
Actually-
dagger as well.
Just
Yeah.
pick everyone
actually
for
took
killing
out 2
tendons, it
people
looks
from
like.
one of them. Yeah, it's not a good idea.
So
So
you're going to try and.
if we can find a rock somewhere, we'll try and chuck a rock round the entrance and see if it alerts any attention. Well, do we all think that's a good idea?
Yeah.
So you're going to try and throw a rock in.
I think throw a rock to make a noise.
Okay.
Difficult.
You throw a stone. I'm not interested. You can throw a stone. That's fine.
So,
It's-
and then
Much better decision.
I'll. They probably will notice it.
was one of the
How
D20,
big,
yeah.
how big a stone do you throw? There's not many
Like
big
a-
stones up there, to be fair. I mean, there's like a
No.
few pebbles and stuff on the walls, but it's relatively. I mean, it's well. You could probably dig one out of the ground that's been pushed down, but it's all rock floors, and it's a natural forming cave. So you find a kind of. I suppose you can find a stone and chuck it in. And are you trying to just throw it in as hard as you can, or are you trying to aim it somewhere specific?
Just to make noise, really. So chuck it back towards where the guy came out earlier, and
Do you want to maybe like clang it off a wall or something?
yeah, where he's investigating.
Roll initiative.
We're such a cautious party. It's probably a good thing, but
It's what?
I said we're such a cautious party. I mean, it's probably
I know.
a good thing, but when you roll a 1 and fall over all the time.
If I turn into a bear now, all of you are just going to against the walls.
You've thrown a stone. Okay.
Yeah.
Right, what I'm going to do, I think, before we resolve this,
Oh wow! I rolled
10 o'clock, we have done an hour and 20 minutes or so. I think we've been streaming an hour and a half. So let's take a short break and then we'll resolve this here. So let's go back here and we'll see what happens after break. So guys, yeah, grab yourself a cup of tea, have a drink, all that kind of stuff. People in the chat, don't go anywhere, please. We will be back in 5 minutes. Just so I need a wee. I need to sort an animal out that's currently on my sofa and trying to dig in it. And so we'll be back in 5 minutes. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Talk to each other, have some fun. We'll be back very, very soon.
The D&D show would like to thank Sword Coast Soundscapes on YouTube for the music and sound effects used in this recording. Find him on Twitter at Sword Coast Sounds. Also, a massive thank you to Lewis Gale for producing our amazing theme tune. Follow him on Twitter at LewisSW Lastly, from all of us here at the D&D show, thank you for downloading this podcast. You're breathtaking. See you in part 2.